It's 3 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling. Your phone is face down beside you. Your mind is racing through tomorrow, a bill, a conversation from days ago. You feel broken, like your body has failed at the one thing it should do effortlessly. But the real answer is far stranger. For most of human history, waking at midnight wasn't a malfunction. It was Tuesday. Historian A. Roger Ekirch spent over a decade combing through diaries and court records from pre-industrial Europe. He found hundreds of casual references to first sleep and second sleep. People went to bed shortly after dusk, slept a few hours, woke naturally, and stayed awake for an hour or two in the dark. Some prayed, some talked quietly. Then they drifted into a second sleep until dawn. Isn't that strange to imagine? A world where lying awake at midnight wasn't something to fix. Ekirch calls this segmented sleep. It may have been the default for most of human history, not the exception. Artificial light changed that. Gas lamps, then electric bulbs, pushed bedtimes later and compressed the night. The quiet pause your ancestors treated as unremarkable started to feel like a problem, simply because the night around it got shorter. But here's a twist. If segmented sleep was so natural, why don't today's remaining hunter-gatherer societies sleep that way? Neuroscientist Jerome Siegel at UCLA studied the Hadza of Tanzania, the San of Namibia, and the Tsimane of Bolivia using wrist monitors. They slept in one continuous block, usually under 7 hours, rarely before midnight, with no reported insomnia despite frequently broken rest. So which is true? Both, depending on climate, culture, and safety. What both researchers agree on matters more than the exact pattern. Human sleep was never rigid. There was no universal 8-hour standard your ancestors were failing to meet. There was only a flexible relationship with darkness. That flexibility included vigilance. In a world with predators and no locked doors, sleep couldn't fully shut down. Your ancestors likely slept lighter and woke more easily, not as a glitch, but as their nervous system doing its job. So is your 3 a.m. wakefulness actually broken? Or is it doing something ancient in a world that no longer needs it to? Harvard researcher Charles Czeisler has spent decades studying the mismatch between human biology and constant artificial light. Screens suppress melatonin. Irregular light exposure confuses a circadian rhythm built over hundreds of thousands of years. Much of what we call insomnia isn't a broken body. It's a body responding accurately to an environment full of light that never used to exist after sunset. Your ancestors' sleep bent around darkness. Yours is trying to bend around a smartphone. When you wake at 3 a.m. and reach for your phone, you're doing the one thing your ancestors never needed, flooding your eyes with light exactly when your body asks for stillness. They had the watch, a quiet, unhurried stretch in the dark. You have a glowing rectangle promising to fix your racing thoughts while pouring fuel on them. What would it mean to treat your own waking the way they treated theirs? Not an emergency, just time. A quiet pocket in the dark, to sit in rather than fight. Sleep researchers increasingly echo this without realizing how old it is. Instead of forcing yourself back to sleep, get up briefly in dim light, do something calm and return to bed only when drowsiness returns. It's a modern clinical recommendation. It's also almost exactly what your ancestors did 500 years ago, without a single sleep study to guide them. Maybe the goal was never a perfect, unbroken 8 hours. Maybe that goal is younger than you think. Tonight, when you wake up in the dark and your mind starts racing, remember what your body might actually be doing. It's 3 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling. And maybe for the first time, that doesn't feel like failure. Maybe it just feels like the watch.